that if you were still working on the list, you could have done worst show opening ever, and I for 2025, and I would have made it. It was really bad. It was worse than the ones that I do in the beginning.
I mean, I have to say, like, we started off a lot too. First of all, thank you to all your fans and all the fans in general. Let me have a sincere moment for a second. Everybody can call me gay in chat. That's fine. But like, you know, uh, it's not like I'm making hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this. I'm putting a good amount of hours into it. Try to get enough categories to make it worth it to do. 10 I felt was a little light for Carlos. I felt like they could have done a little more. And I think 30, which I'm doing, is too much. So somewhere in the middle is probably the right number. And then some of even my categories can probably be taken off. So, we went through it and we realized that there's like so many negative categories. They were like, we can't, like, we wanted to have, something like worst audio, all this stupid shit, worst audio issue, but all that garbage, worst guest, I mean, you basically have the Armless Waiter Award, which is the same, but like all these most annoying, but like they just, in the end, it's like it's too many. So
There were some of them that like people didn't get. I know there was some that I didn't get. And then there was like I was watching Mersh fill it out last night, and
yeah,
he was like he didn't know what armless waiter was.
right, yeah, Armless Waiter is somebody who brings nothing to the table.
Yep, I know that. I do know that now, and I knew
Yeah.
it from you. I think is where I learned it.
Well, it's like I don't even remember how it originated on MLC. It could have been a super chat or something, but I believe it originated somewhere like on MLC somehow. I feel like one of the famous super chatters probably wrote something about that. I think they called Clearwater Chad an armless waiter at one point. I think that was the joke, or maybe
Oh,
Karmic. I don't remember, but yeah. So but we have the main ones. Best show, hack of the year. Um, a Clipper
I'm
of the
gonna
year,
I'm gonna
breakthrough.
ask Dave. I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor.
Yes.
I'm gonna reboot
Yeah.
my internet,
Yeah.
and how about you tell them all about
No problem. I'll tell them about
your
all the festivities
all
and
the
what's to
festivities and
come
how
on
it's gonna
On Saturday.
work.
So hey, hello. So Saturday, it's gonna start around 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Um, so I started sending out invites to people like B Dabbler, Earl Skakel, Flimsy Greenberg, NJ Ranger, Dan Nice Podcast Stupid, Deb, Little Mir, Chow, some of the, just people that I'm friendly with, right? That are also in the game. So the plan is to have some of them come on for about 30 minutes at a time, maybe announce a category. Maybe I might be able to get some pre-records, have some people guest announce some categories. Maybe try to get Crack Amico to do something in the next couple of days. Probably not going to happen, but it's good to think big. Um, Doom declined the offer to come on, which I, great, no problem. I'm inviting Stalin. I'm inviting some nominees too. Like, like when you hear the announcer, Stalin 19 has been nominated. This is his first nomination. Anyway, whatever bullshit like that. WB is gonna try and make like a intro song, maybe something funny. Use AI. I told him to use something like Pomp and Circumstances as like your guide, or like these award show type of songs as like your guide. Tonight at some point I'm gonna build. Tonight at some point I'm gonna build. This is all happening on YouTube. Okay, no, hold on. Here, let me do this. Since I'm here right now, if you've never filled it out, here is the Google Doc for the thing. So I know if you're not a Twitter guy, yes, that is where the link is. I'm going to post the link for the voting, which ends Friday at midnight. And the award ceremony will be on Saturday. And here is the in chat right here. There you go. There you go. That was a real invite, Stalin. Yes, correct. That was a real invite. So go ahead and I posted this. That's the Google Doc. I don't. I'm not recording any of your emails. I don't get an email saying whose email. I don't know. I don't know who's doing it. You are required to log in to a Google or YouTube account just so we don't have duplicates. So far, we have 220 votes in. Pretty good. Pretty good response so far. I'm very excited. I'm very happy. Some people are protesting. Some people are angry. They said it's very MLC centric. Moody came into my chat yesterday, made some good points, and I updated those. Out of pure laziness, I didn't capitalize everything, and then also didn't randomize everything. So now it's all randomized, and it's all capitalized, and it's all everything should be kosher. In other words. Today, I'm going to go over what the order of the call is going to be, the order of the categories, and I'm going to build a timesheet broken up into 30-minute increments between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. The show is scheduled to be 3 hours. Okay? I don't know if it's going to be 3 hours or not. Hopefully, it's under that. But I'm going to put out a schedule of 30-minute increments and start building a guest list. These are the type of things I do on my streams. So if you like stupid Excel work and video games, then come on over. Hi, Schmuel.
We all care what Moody thinks, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good point. I just, I wasn't sure if after the fact if I could. I didn't know that you could randomize the question orders at first. So that's good to know. And I did and he is kind of right. I mean, he's right, not kind of right. He was right. He's right in the sense that I did straight up take I used SurveyMonkey at first because Google Forms didn't allow you to bulk update. We talked about this earlier today. This is very interesting stuff. And then I found that there's an add-on that allows you to bulk update afterwards. But I was using this thing called SurveyMonkey, and SurveyMonkey only lets you use 25 results at a time. So I had to keep duplicating it and asking people to vote and blah, blah, blah. It was a headache. But in the end, I had to accumulate all those results. And so when I accumulated them, I just straight up took them and went 1, 2, 3, 4. And so it's it was very obvious. It wasn't kind of in order already of the top to the bottom. And so we randomized that. By the way, Stevie, I did send you a message. I would love for you to join us for about 30 minutes or so on Saturday, if you can, between 6 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. That goes out to you too, Schmuely boy, Aussie guy. I'm going to send you guys all. I have to send you out the official little copy pasta that I have, So Aussie guy, I'm going to send it out to, and Schmuel and Stevie. They've already received some of theirs. And so
thanks. Look forward to it. We got Stevie Lucama. He's talking about Moody, and he's like, talk about caring about all this shit too much.
It's
Moody,
just fun. I mean,
Premium said it. Moody is autistic. He can't look at something that he knows could be different and not say anything. He can't help himself.
Yeah, and he even joked about it too on Twitter. He was like, this and that, it's skewed, blah, 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 for your very serious Dabbleverse Hackverse award story. So look, everybody's having fun with it. It's gay. I actually feel good about doing this because it's doesn't feel like a grift. It actually feels like I'm doing something, and people are giving me super chat money, and it hasn't been a lot, but I'm just saying that this actually feels like I'm doing something. Whereas just going on and watching clips and fucking playing video games, it feels like I'm, it feels like highway thievery every time I get $2. So I'm very, very appreciative to everybody and all that. So thank you.
Sam Bibley is being cunty. Sam Bibley, if that's true, why doesn't he make anything good? Moody's made some good stuff.
I mean, look, this is a good system.
Yeah, I'm happy that I have it. Not that I ever use it, because I don't pay attention to it. I'm the world's worst grifter, I have realized. But
yeah, it's okay. That's a good trait to have.
I didn't even log in there. Well, I'm doing it all for the money. Anyway, let's talk about
Geno.
I do want to. I wouldn't mind talking about Geno, but what else has been going on?
Okay.
Because I was
Okay, yeah,
gone for
Geno.
like a little
A
more than a
week.
week. I came back.
But you were really gone.
And
You were still there a lot. You were still
there's
pretty there.
Geno news. I wasn't watching any. I wasn't watching any of the stuff. And when I was doing like I did a couple of shows from the balcony and by the pool at night.
Oh.
But it was mostly just talking to the chat, and there wasn't really much going on. It was like it all happened towards the weekend, right?
Yeah, I mean, the big things that happened this weekend was, I guess, this last week, I guess, Kiki and PAS went back, and I kind of feel like that's sort of the award ceremony, sort of dripping into the psyche of some of the participants because Pretty Antisocial and Kiki fairly recently haven't really been beefing. But because they're on this fucking best beef of 2015 list, I feel like it's rekindling the beef a little bit, and I'm here for it.
You may not. $5 looks like Geno's Amex getting declined over the summer when he tried to buy Dave a burger was a harbinger of things to come. Eh, Dave? Wait, I gotta tell. Wait. So you told me that, right?
Yeah.
And then you were like, I was like, oh shit, right? And then you're like, no, it was because it was out of state. I'm like, it's not the way credit card works. It was, it was. You had a million excuses. There was fraud involved, the whole bit. And I'm like, what is it? Occam's razor. Sometimes the most obvious thing is the actual thing. And
so I don't know. I don't remember when I said that to you or not, but I do remember. I do remember being on with Kiki that same night on MLC. Not that same night, but like the next day or something, or something like that, whatever. And I kept telling Kiki. I kept trying to tell Kiki, like I kept saying like, oh yeah, it's out of state, blah, blah, blah. And then she keeps going on about. Yeah, just decline. Sometimes you just spend too. I'm like, no, stop. They already think it's an out-of-state thing. You don't have to go into why it's declining anymore. And she keeps bringing up the fact that, like, something, insufficient. Lots of people have insufficient funds on their credit cards. It happens all the time. Like, you're right, but we had a. Oh well.
It's the Joey C thing, right? Like if you just said one thing and shut up, nobody would even think about it.
What's the
But
Joey
the more
C
you
thing?
try to explain, just Joey C with his usual stuff, like he'll say something
sanding.
that's a lie, nobody would pay attention to it. But then he realizes it's a lie and he's got to justify it, and the stories just get more and more and more. Right,
Oh,
exactly.
sorry, you're right. I think of that as I call that the Chad Zumach. My bad. You're right.
Yeah.
Let me make up
Wait.
the fact that my bike got stolen this week.
I made a $200 super tip. I didn't even get a nomination for Super Chatter of the Year. I just can't get no respect. I'm sorry about that, Ozzy.
It was a tough one.
You should have slid me the $200. I would have gotten you on the list.
Super Chatter of the Year. Breakthrough Dabbler of the Year. These were all tough categories. Ozzy was on the original nomination for some of these too. I think he was on the original nomination for Breakthrough Dabbler of the Year, maybe Rookie of the Year, one of the two. I think Breakthrough Dabbler of the Year. And then unfortunately didn't make it to the top 4, but yeah, it's fun stuff. Statistics, pie charts.
Yeah, look, Ozzy's a victim of being in Australia, right?
It's
With the
true.
timing.
It's true.
The timing and stuff, it's hard. And
But I mean, if you're kind of looking at it too, like the Brits kind of are like, as far as like the new wave, Ozzy and Eckel and Rochi and maybe even Clay Dabbler, they've had a great year. Like the foreigners have had a great year.
Eckel wanted no part of being on a list.
Well, yeah, he said he'll probably be stream sniping for the first hour or so. He can't come on because he does a show during that time, which is fine. Let's just say I'm not going to get too far into it, but he's looking very good.
Yeah, but that's not what
Dabbler of the year. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
no, I got you. So because that's what I was. I was trying to talk to Pretty Antisocial and some other people before then, and there was this Rookie of the Year category, and these guys didn't fit in the Rookie of the Year. So I was
Yeah.
wondering when did they start? And Breakthrough is a great name, but
like a
then
catch-all.
didn't Pretty Antisocial wind up on Rookie list?
She ended up on Rookie. I guess they started this year. I got a whole big thing. I mean, she was the shit show nominated her. So basically, you have to be nominated by somebody else. Technically, the way we wanted it, the real way you want to do it is somebody nominates somebody in chat, and then they have to get a second. That's how you want to do it. But when you're, this is just for fun. So.
Yeah, and not for some people, they'll be putting this in their Twitter profiles. The Aussie guy, I don't belong on any list. I live in the shadows.
You create shadows. Don't get it twisted.
I hate to what do you
because
call
you're
it?
fat.
I hate to admit this, but Aussie he's influential, right? Like he may live in the shadows, but he definitely gets talked about a lot, and yeah. And his stuff is important.
And also too, I mean,
and his show is so good.
It's also it's. I don't want to say transformed, but it's conformed to what the fan It started off kind of as a heavy sports show, and now we're very heavy Dabbleverse stuff. So, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too, and I definitely like the hey Ashley. I definitely like the NJ Ranger Kim Nicholson combination on Sunday.
Right, I think Kim Nicholson was supposed to be on with Tukey tonight. Is Tukey on yet?
She was on with him on Saturday. I don't know if
I think she's
she's going to be on.
Yet. She said she has
thanks,
a
Dave.
report.
Let's send
I mean, at this point,
the shit viewers that I have. I'm kidding.
I know, but I mean, at this point, everybody knows when everybody's on anyway. That's the one thing I did want to make in Adapt. That's right. What would I do without Ice Answer? Probably not capitalize any of my stuff is probably what I would have been doing. But and now it's kind of created extra work for me too, because obviously when you change the query, it creates two queries inside of Google Forms. So now I'm going to have to go in and tally again for 30 fucking categories. But no, it's better this way because it's cleaner and it's less skewed.
We got Kim Nicholson 420 here. They're busy.
Oh no. Thank God. Well, maybe
Kim, you want to give us a spy report?
Yeah, give us a spy report then. Jump on.
Send you a link.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Just fun stuff ahead. And by the way, too, I remember when bring up Leo Gunn's super chat again when you get a chance, or I can do it too.
Why don't you do it? Because you know me.
Yeah. So yeah, here we go. So it looks like Geno's Amex got declined over the summer. Yes, there was something else I was gonna say about this. Okay, yeah. Oh no, Geno striking Doom. Did he actually strike him?
Yeah. And not only did he strike him, he was on last night talking about cutting and pasting the strikes to strike all the shit that Doom has up of Geno.
Oh, great. Great.
Look, man, you and I, right? Back to a summer a year ago, you defended Geno, and me saying what a piece of shit he is, and me ball washing.
I did say
Pat,
yesterday or earlier this week at some point. I said it's getting harder and harder to defend him. Same thing with Quadfather a little bit, but I digress. Quadfather still got a lot of. He still has a lot of pavement with me. Runway.
Yeah,
runway.
Pavement. I don't know. The pavement would be the word that I would use with Quadfather, but hey,
I don't know.
Or runway or any of those things, but yes.
We should talk about Ray also.
He has grace. Well, we'll get there, but No, the quad thing, I hated that. I hate that fucking calling people,
Yeah.
calling 911. I thought that was like about the shittiest thing you can do. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I mean, calling like yeah, it goes calling people, like calling the cops to somebody's house. Okay, well, no, it goes hitting people, and then calling people, calling cops to the people's house, and then it goes striking people. Pretty much, those are like the three no-nos in the world of content creating. Don't touch no one, don't rat on no one, and don't fucking strike no one, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, and for a guy that is, so holier than thou about the
It's holier
Schmuel
than thou.
stuff,
It's
right?
holier than thou. I
Is
found
that
that
what I
out a
said?
couple. You said holier than now. Everybody says it. Holier
Oh,
than
I
now.
meant to say thou. I
Yeah,
apologize.
everybody says it. I found out just the other day. It's holier than thou.
Yeah. So, what do you call it? No, but he does the whole holier than thou thing with Shuley and all that stuff, and other people and Mersh and everybody else. And this guy's fucking calling 911. Oh, I'm just a streamer in Oregon, and I'm just worried. And they both have guns. I mean, come on.
Like numero Josh Denny fan tries to say stuff, and I mean, I sort of agree with him. Because even in the call, Quad kind of gets a little wishy-washy, and he kind of backs off a little bit. Like he wants the cops to show. I think that during the call, towards the end of the call, he realized he probably shouldn't have said that the people had weapons on them, but needed to make it seem like there was an evident threat so that a cop can show up while Chad was still there. Do you get what I mean?
I just.
Numero,
But
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, no. But yeah, my thing is he wanted to fucking see lights and siren on a YouTube stream.
And numero Josh
Let's
was
be
like,
honest.
if you really wanted to get him shot or whatever, like he could have said certain things that'll really make him. But I mean, I don't necessarily. Anyway, yep, Quaddy boy.
Chris Mack, with respect, Shuley, Shucks, Schmuel, God, I can't speak. The people who can like him can practically count it on one hand. I don't. I like the guy. I'll say
Okay,
that, but that wasn't. But that. Wait. That's not my point. That was never my point. My point was never about liking or disliking Shuley. My point was, Issa was a child predator, and trying to draw in all these other people and use that took away from what he did. And it was like, now it's just turning this horrible fucking thing the guy did into a joke. That was always my problem with it.
Okay, now what about Judy receiving pizzas? Now I know I'm not asking you if it's the same level or whatever, but like, are you okay with that? I mean, I'm kind of okay with it as long as it ends at pizzas. I don't need you know how Judy, you know what I'm talking about, right? The Asian lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they're pizzas and they're paid for,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Well, the cops
But if
pay
you're
for it, too.
fucking, that was like when what's his name, John was at his mother's house, and people were calling the Chinese food and having it sent
Yeah.
over,
And they're
but
sending
not
tampons
paying
and
for,
shit.
and not
Right.
paying for. And it's like that's bullshit, because then you're fucking with this poor guy who's trying to make a living.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
if it's paid for.
if somebody's going to pay for pizza and send it, that's it. But
Oldest
the
time.
thing, whenever you get but the whole deal is whenever you get involved with Vince and John, it's like you get a stink on you, and you can't shake it. I like Avi used to be on here all the time, and we would talk and hang out, and then she went fucking striking people, and the back and forth with that. John is not a good guy. I mean, no matter what you think about everybody else, he's not a good guy.
Yeah, and so yeah, it looks like so yeah, it's with Quadfather dumb move. Geno again. I mean, this is a bad move, Geno. This is a bad move. Let me tell you. Like, it's one thing to go. It's to battle somebody or go head to head with somebody I don't know, for content or something, but like when you just outright strike Doom out of nowhere, you got to understand that it's going to send some crazy ripples through the Dabble sphere. And he has a lot of allies that are very savvy with the computer, let's just say. Not that he's going to get hacked or anything, but like, these guys, they all watch each other's backs. And I'm sure right now already as we speak, there's probably some kind of campaign to get Geno shut down that Doom's not even a part of, only just because he went after Doom. You know what I mean? So,
Well, yeah, that's one of the things is people start carrying your water when you didn't even ask them to.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you don't even know, and it's just like every now and then I'll get a DM and it'll be like, this fucking guy, and I told him he was a piece of shit for you, and I'm like, I didn't ask, but I wanted. This is Chris Mack makes a really good point here. Chris Mack. On the flip side, we all sort of knew that he was basically a piece of shit already, right? And that's no shade. I can both like Quad and also think he can be a piece of shit a lot of the time too. So, that's a dilemma, Chris. That's a dilemma that I have had to face since I came into this universe. You know, a lot with this stuff because with like for example, I dislike a lot of what Mersh does and how he does it, but at the same time, I can watch some of his stuff and go, oh, it's funny. So, I have to come to terms with that. So when I'm actually going to draw the line.
Yeah, for me, the line literally is pizzas. That's not some euphemism for child predation or anything like that. I don't even know if that's a word. But you send a paid pizza to somebody's house because you have their phone number and that's gay natured ribbing for you. Fine. It ends at pizzas, dude. Maybe some chow mein.
Yeah, and look, if you get, and if you're paying for it, I don't really care. But like, dumping yards of concrete at somebody's house,
somebody paid for that.
That's bullshit,
Yeah,
and
well, that's what I'm saying.
and and like we all know it is,
Fucking predation.
But I don't, dude. I don't get. This has been something that I've not understood. I mean, some of it I guess is pretty funny, but like the Jesse PS guy, like and Mersh, like that stuff. Like I don't have the fucking energy for that shit. Like it just goes on and on and on. It never resolves. I mean, don't you just get tired of it after a while?
You
don't want to get involved in any of this.
I don't get it.
You don't want me to.
I mean, you bring up Jesse PS's name. I shut my mouth, sir. Sir, I ain't trying to get as long as you're not a piece of shit as long as you're not a piece of shit. Typically, you're fine, right? So you're not I'm talking about really piece of shit. I don't think these people are really going to go after you for stealing vodka from CVS, but if you slap a hooker or a prostitute or you slap a stripper, I don't know, that seems to be something fucking predation.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I that part. You look again. That's what I'm saying. It's not stuff that I do. But then again, I also think that many of those stories are not true anyway. So
I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know. I'm just giving an example. I'm not even talking about Mersh specifically.
No, I know, but you're not. But we used the example of slapping a stripper. So
I used three. I used three examples.
It's sort of.
I used three examples.
It's sort of. I don't look, man. I don't know how people have the energy. I thought the coleslaw. Harry Dunn puts this in. I thought the coleslaw thing was funny when they were sending people coleslaw.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
And they sent Chad coleslaw.
No.
Chad was getting. Am I wrong, guys? But I think Chad was getting getting coleslaw at one point.
I don't know. That's pretty funny though.
Would suck to get coleslaw in Florida if you're away on a weekend, but But yeah, pretty goddamn. I don't know. Some of the stuff is pretty funny. But I don't know. You're an adult, right? So don't you know where to draw the line?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I don't even like. Look, 90% of when I stream, 90% of it is playing video games and like listening to old stuff. It's like I don't even want to get involved with. I don't even want to get involved with any of these fucking. Here's the thing. I talk too much shit. So if I get into the groove of talking too much shit, I'm gonna be making enemies everywhere, and I'm done with that. That's my past.
Gotcha. All right. So let's what do you call it? Let's talk a little Chad, and then we'll talk a little Geno, and then a little Karmic, and then I can let you get back to your stuff. So
I'm listening.
it seems like Chad really overplayed his hand with this Hackamania stuff. He was, what do you call it? He was really going to. He was really going to. Sorry, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Just give me one more second. I gotta open the window. I can hear you though.
Okay, all right. Right, so Chad kept going back and forth to Melton, and like, you know, he wanted this added, he wanted that taken away, he wanted this done, he wanted that done, and he thought he had it. Like, he really thought they wanted him at Hackamania, and you know, they probably do, but then the Karmic thing blows up, and Chad's yesterday's news. You know? So.
Yeah, I think I said this when I was on with Dr. Steve and Husey. I think name dropper. I think that they need to rebuild. They need to like build a replica of like his desk at home or something, or maybe like his old couch replica. Get him really in the mood, and then like you can't really put a time on him either. You have to, because him going in there and just being on a show with Melton is not going to do anything. It's just going to be him, the same thing. It's going to be like him talking to Pat Dixon or Felicia or any of these other people. When he goes on, don't you notice that like he's just kind of.
So you're talking
docile.
who? Wait.
Karmic.
Wait. Oh, Karmic. I'm sorry. I thought we were.
We're talking about
Karmic, Chad.
I'm talking like Karmic doesn't really work at Hackamania unless you go above and beyond to make him really feel comfortable, which is build a replica stage of his set that he has at home, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and which can't be expensive. And you know, you gotta like let him go live whenever he wants, man. You know, not like you can't put a time limit on me, man. I can just go live and whenever Karmic feels like going live, then you put him on. In his chair.
You know what? I fully agree with that if you want to fund it. But if I'm running the show, it ain't happening because he's unreliable, and number one, and number two, I don't think he's he's not enough of a draw that's going to move the needle in this place, right? So we talked about this today. If you limited
one ticket sold,
if you're limited to like 250 people, which I think is a lot, but you're limited to that, at some point, whatever Karmic brings or Mersh or anybody, it's marginal, right? Like, what's the point? And you've been to the Plaza, being at the Plaza, where is he going to do? You know, where would he do his thing?
No, I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying that like the way to get Karmic to work, how Karmic works, is to do something like that. But like him going on with Melton, it's just gonna be. It's the same thing. If you watch Dixon and Karmic, what did Karmic do immediately? He folded immediately. Stopped giving up or remembering any arguments or anything at all, and folded. That's the same thing he does with Kevin. He just folds. Same thing everywhere. So like, he's good on. You know, he's good in his by himself, fucking crying, dude. Just make him a cry box, dude.
So, if I were Karmic, right, and this is the thing I was saying about Chad, speaking of the both of them. So Chad was complaining he didn't get an extra room an extra night in the hotel, right?
Okay.
And he was demanding this extra night.
Okay.
And I'm like, this guy, for, $86 or whatever it costs at the fucking plaza, is going to piss that away
Blow
for
up
a chance
$1,200 cash.
to make, and I'm not even talking about what they're paying him, right? But just the number of people that would get to meet him, the number of people that would like him, those things. But what I would do if I were Karmic, and not that I am, but what I think I would, is he should get a room where he streams from, and just when he's in the mood, just stream.
Yeah, and then we have this. Not we. I keep saying I don't even have a ticket to Hackamania. I'm trying to go. We'll see what happens. And then yes, you have the Karm Cam, and the Karm Cam just comes on when he's live in his room, and it doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m., 1 a.m. It could be 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Just Karm Cam. I like it. Now you're talking.
Mint diggity, right? Put Karmic on stage. That's as long as a theater kid's stuck on a farm. Dirty Jersey Rat agrees with you. Final boss, Karmic would be the main spectacle, period. He would not be. This is like the thing. The group of people that chat and the group of people that follow Karmic, I don't think are the same people that would be appealed to at Hackamania. He's
gonna feel left out with the chatters and feel left out with the content creators. I already know it, doggy. Whereas you have someone like Dave Serra who transcends.
But he's also good. Like you're saying is like if he's alone, if he's in control, he'll lose his fucking mind in a good way for everybody.
Yeah.
But if he's trying to be controlled, he's not going to know what to do. He's unsure of himself. So unless he gets a boatload of self-confidence between now and April, he's going to be on those shows thinking, like he does with Brennan, like he's subservient, or he was.
And Pat.
I mean, and Pat.
In one episode, it took Felicia to switch Karmic's mind about Pat, and then 6 months hates him, has a war, and then one day on with Pat, flipped. I mean, how gullah calf can you be? Not even a gullah bull.
Yeah, look, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm going to assume that you think it was all sort of a work on Karmic's part.
I don't even think that. I swear to God, I don't even think that. But let me just say this real thing about Cigarette Jones. Cigarette Jones right here had a comment that I brought up. You guys are interested in Raycon 2026? Imagine it's a hit, and then they immediately get sued by Raycon earphones, which is I had a pair of, which are great earphones. They're sponsored literally every single comedy podcast across this great nation. And apparently Mark Norman has 6 pairs at his house, but still goes and buys earbuds. But anyway, Raycon. Use promo code Dave.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Raycon headphones. Yes. That's just
Thank you.
Well, that's just what I do,
I would just call it DeVito'd for the weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that DeVito'd with an ED at the end or just a D? Doesn't matter.
Whichever one leads to your website.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely. Look, hold on. Let's go. Let's look at some of this chat. Chris Mack, as long as you can get Karmic worked up in a frenzy, it would be fucking hilarious to wind him up and let him go crazy. I don't think you're going to get him to do that on stage.
Or at least not with other people on stage.
But even if you did, that's not going to be the fun part, right? The fun part is going to be him afterwards, when he thinks about it.
Room.
And he starts losing his fucking mind.
Yeah, like green room Karmic we need that. We need the green room cam.
Or if we got like one of them reality TV people that follow him around, follow him around.
Dude, Minnesota and Florida, are 2 great states that you can create some of the best dabble hackverse kind of homes in the world. You've got obviously the Minnesota 5, right? And then you've got Florida, you've got the Mersh, Joey C, Chad. Who's the other one over there? There's one more down there. Granny. Dude, imagine a shed with cameras for Granny. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Imagine this. Just tell Granny it's like a shed, but it has a bathroom. She goes,
yeah.
Whoa, there's a bathroom in the shed, and I don't have to shit in my igloo. Whoa.
Yeah.
And guess what? You can't move it.
I can't imagine what that fucking place must smell like. You know?
When was the last time Granny slept on foundation? When do you think the last time Granny slept on foundation? Like, probably when they went to go see Chad. It was probably the last time Granny slept on cement.
Well, until he got, he's been thrown out of a couple of places.
Right.
Trailer
homes.
They were legit. Okay. It was legit homes, and it's like
floors.
Yeah, look, the guy complains about his ex, but it's not like his family is lining up to like help him out either. They tried.
Well, that's why I'm blessed to have the family that I have, right?
And Sam Bibley asks, where the fuck is Stealth? Oh, Karmic. The chat wants to see me, but I sprained my shoulder. Bitching too much in the chat on my first day back. Karmic.
Stealth is another one where I think that, I'm just going to go out and say it, that I think that my award show kind of brought him out. Because, like, the fact that people were like, ooh, where's Stealth? Kind of brought him out of hiding. He's like, oh, they're asking about me over there, so I better go give them what they want. Little do they know, they're walking right into Sam Bibley's trap.
I was sucking up to Stealth, trying to get him to come on.
Okay.
But
trying to get more content for Sam Bibley. Nice. I like
it. There we go. Well, Sam Bibley and I have a mutually beneficial relationship.
Right. You say his name and he clips it.
He clips me and I get viewers out of it. It's basically that's how it works. Plus, hell of a nice guy. Let's go back to Karmic at Hackamania. But let's make this the point. The point is Chad we're not talking about.
Yeah,
right?
You fucked up.
We would have been talking about had he just fucking made a deal and had he done something and had he agreed to do the stand-up with Mersh at Hackamania, we'd be talking about it. And like every other fucking move Chad makes, he blew it. And he'll get some other guy to suck his dick and think he's winning. So just
Chad, okay, look, I don't even know what the original offer for Hackamania was, but I can't imagine, it just shows how much of a poor businessman he was, or never or really wanted to go in the first place. So either way, you're just wasting people's time anyway. So
look, it's very likely he didn't want to go and he was playing around with this, but having done that debate thing with him, he thinks he's a master strategist.
I know.
And and it was like, you don't know how to do this and you don't know how to do that. And I'm like, this stupid debate is going to get less than 100 people anyway. It's not a big deal, and you're making it annoying and nobody cares because he's like, he was doing it because he was going to build it up, and make people want to come. And I'm like going, in my head, I'm thinking, all you're doing is throwing so many roadblocks up in front of it that you're debating guys like me instead of debating guys like Cardiff or Tukey or whatever. And then you have Cardiff on, and you got some other guy there, another guy with the same number of viewers that I have, who's sticking, he's gonna block for Chad, And it's just like everything he touches turns to shit.
Yeah, Yeah, usually everything he touches gets stolen too. But with Chad, I just feel like he never even really wanted to go in the first place, and he was just making it difficult and making it a scene, and then maybe trying to get some. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even I can't even watch Chad's show. It's nonsense. And again, my show's nonsense too. You know, you basically the only reason you come is to listen to old stuff and watch me play video games at the same time, and then you get to But that's why there's only 8 people in there, 10 people. So I understand my place in the world, and I'm not trying to like demand something from anybody. Just gotta grind it out, baby. Like me on the
No,
weekends.
what do you call it?
I
I want to get back into. So this is the deal. Let's say what we're thinking with Karmic is. I'm going to surprise you in a second here, Dave.
Sure.
So you're gonna. That's why I'm going to be a little bit distracted for a second.
And
So
then that's fine. But okay, but yeah. So what do we know? Okay, what do we know of a karmic deal? Do we know anything of a karmic deal? I know that he begged, basically Patrick Melton to like, oh, if the offer's still on the table, yeah, I would like to consider it. We could talk later about it, right? So is there an offer on the table for him?
I don't think there is an offer on the table. I was thinking. I'll tell you what. When I heard Melton say last night that Mersh was spending his money, meaning spending Melton's money, I was thinking Karmic's offer is going to be, yeah, you can buy a ticket.
Right. And then, so we got an anonymous $1,000 from somebody, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I've been promised anonymous $1,000, but I've never gotten it. So I'm going to add this. I hear our boys crying again
Does today?
right now.
I mean,
I'm trying to be sympathetic to that, but I feel like when I feel like I feel like I should be guilty about things that I can't, my heart of hearts feel guilty about. It's torture. And that's where most of the torture comes from. I'm sure in any relationship.
You're a pussy.
I love women.
Oh yeah.
Fucking much about women. I want to be their friend. I want to be their lover, and I don't know how that works together.
He's
trying.
he's looking for a new fag hag.
oh my God. I like you start with friend. I want them to be my friend.
But when
my lover?
I want to get to know them.
stream, I opened a Pandora's box to a slew of issues that were out of my control. And and feeling remorseful for
So,
doing something that you
Mint
don't
Diggity, basically,
do.
what you're saying here is he's a manipulative, conniving cunt. That's what this is all about. That's what it is, and I guess it's entertaining, but I can't believe people are caught up in it.
It is
Holy
torture.
hell.
It is for a guy like me, who has a musical artistic sensitivity, it is torture.
Wait, Dave. Let me ask you a question though.
hard. It's
Like
hard to-
in your experience, right? Has anybody that's ever been a regular streamer that talks about their music and talks about the guitar and all that stuff never played it on stream?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, so no, but I think Karmic has said many times that he doesn't even know how to play the guitar, right?
No,
I think
he's
just
talked
sing-
about it. No. He talks about
Ooh.
playing it and all the
Well,
music
so
that he
thorough
puts
Joe Burrow.
together.
He's
And-
on. So
and all-
Joe Burrow's the Karmic guy, so maybe he can put together a little hypocrisy police on that. But I never even thought about that. To be honest with you, I didn't even. I never even considered him a music guy. Unfortunately, I've never seen him display any musicality in any sense. So
So final boss, you're saying he plays it every day online? I've never seen him play online.
Okay, so he has the fake cardboard guitar. You've
Plays
seen
his
that.
leg.
He stops with the leg. Now he has a fake cardboard guitar. Okay, so he fakes that. But I do remember this. I do remember him saying something about him having a band, and that some of these AI songs are like recreations that his band created or something, which is probably bullshit, right? And somebody said that there was recordings of his band playing though, but I don't even know what instrument he played. So if anybody in chat has
So Leo Gunn, he told me he plays guitar and bass via DM, just processes it through AI. He does play a hell of a leg guitar though. I'll give him that. I'm with you, Leo, because I know that I've heard him on stream talk about playing the bass and playing the guitar.
the story sounds like bullshit.
No, but the other thing that sounds like bullshit is, and I asked this question when he first came in, did he come in with like a loaded chamber, right? Did he have everything that he had for the last 20 years all loaded up, and that's what he's done? Because I don't think there's been anything really new that's that's struck any chords or been any good, you know?
Okay, final boss. By the way, you could change endgame villain to the final boss too, and your thing probably hasn't been taken. Anyway, so okay, final boss. Like these songs like Ghost Party or Bull Parade or whatever the fuck they're called or whatever it's called. Like, are there original versions of those songs? Like, what is there an old version and a new hit version that he plays? And then what does he play on those old songs? I'm just curious. Yeah.
His Sam Bibley has so two. I'll put them both up. He claims to have played the bass and band, and then Sam Sam says, there's a bunch of original recordings on his Newgrounds, like demo recs of his AI songs. They are from like 2010. He wrote the songs in a digital workstation, Fruity Loop specifically. It's like writing electronic music. It's legit, but not playing an instrument.
Right. Yeah. He's like a DJ. And he's like a music editor.
But
So
and this is
I've used similar things.
I know, but there's like, but what I guess I'm going for is the stuff like with the same shit with like Stuttering John, right? Like, you had a fantastic career. Why do you have to magnify it? And the same thing with like Karmic, right? Like, this shit is amazing. He doesn't have to add to it that he played in a band and that he was, I'm a musician and I play the bass and all that. Because then it makes it all look like bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Again, you're turning a new leaf. I don't know what to tell you. It seems a lot of it seems like bullshit. I didn't believe his fucking subscriber count from the get go.
Maneuver.
That's
Sorry.
it. So no, that's it. Just I didn't. That's it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Back and forth with a real person without any stupid dabble fuckery going on. So thank you.
It would be, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Mad respect. You have to be free to be yourself regardless. True. Truth to power with those words.
But
two people can't be held to a different standard of respect.
Sam Bibley, right? With Karmic, it's like he has a knack for songwriting catchy pop tunes, catchy pop songs, but not the discipline to learn an instrument and work with other people. So he's fascinated with AI because it finishes it for him. My question is AI a tool for him or is it a crutch? Like, if he had the discipline, could he still do it? Like, does he have the talent for that? That's what I'm really wondering. And that's sort of been a discussion about AI for a long time. Yeah, the corporate mindset shit is iconic. And Cigarette Jones, he's lazy. Yeah, I look, I would think so, but I don't know how much of it's laziness versus how much of it he's sitting around dreaming, like he's thinking of, what do you call it? He's thinking about what he's going to do. I mean, he really does think that this is a career and that he's really making it and stuff. So I just picture there's a lot of like daydreaming that goes on. I don't know. Is that like attention deficit disorder or something? Cigarette Jones, he should have stopped sexually harassing gals at DigiKey. Look, anything's possible, but I tend to doubt that. I think that he probably more just didn't work. So, but who knows? Look, anything is possible. As Cigarette Jones says, allegedly, that's possible. Look, it really is. In any event, I completely fucked up tonight. I apologize, and I ruined the show. So I may try to do something to make up for tomorrow. And we'll go Thursday night. It's old Bob Levy and Pat Dixon will be on. Sam Bibley. This is why it's hard for me to get off, because some of you guys, well, most of you are so asking me such questions that interest me so much. But Sam, he hates his isolated situation in life, but instead is using that as a fuel to push himself into something else. He converts it into self-pity and resentment. Doesn't believe in self-improvement. So, Sam, I'm with you. Look, part of the deal with me and why I get so frustrated with him is that he's 41 years old. And if he's 41 years old and he looked like Final Boss, we'd never be treating him this way. Sorry, Final Boss. I think I've made that before. We'd never be treating him this way because he looks like a kid and he looks a little special. And that's why people are treating Karmic like a little kid and like he's special. Because he's 41. So it's like if you're 41 and you're living in the middle of fucking Minnesota in a mobile home, it's because you want to. You can move, and that's the deal, is you can make your chances. He should move to the big city of Bemidji. Cigarette Jones. Could, but even so, like, all right, so you've got all these years, there's never really been, and I could be wrong, but there's never really been a career that he's had, right? Like, there doesn't seem to be any reason for him to have been stuck there. He has family. I know he's talking about a brother and a sister and stuff like that. So, Dirty Jersey, I don't think that applies. I also think that if it was, we would have heard about it. Look, man, he reminds me of the kid who's the father is like, go somewhere. But look, comes across to me as a needy little twat, and that's why I think he lives there. But what can I say? And Toroto 26, Dave passed away. Sorry about that. So we're gonna. It's confusing why he never moved. Don't ask me. I grew up isolated, but moved to the city as soon as I turned 18. Yeah, my thing was like, fuck, high school ended and I went into the military the day after. Like, it was like, get the fuck out of here. But look, I don't want to judge. I'm not judging the guy, and I'm not judging the guy for staying where he stayed. That's not what I'm doing. But what I am doing is I'm judging him for staying where he stayed and then blaming that he stayed there on all of his problems. So there we go. Yeah, he's got the mindset of a kid who at the age of 41 thinks this is a career. He's not a teenager. At 41, get the hint. And the question is it, you know, is he capable of getting the hint? I mean, Jersey said in here, he's tending to his parents. Maybe his parents have been over-tending to him. Sam Bibley. This is why I don't believe he's gay. He would have moved. He has sex hang-up, but it's not as simple as being gay. He would be happy in a small city by now, if it were that. Yeah, Sam, I'm with you on that one. But I also think that calling somebody gay or saying they're gay or whatever is the easiest thing in the world. And in my not so serious moments, like with the Caddy Z, I'm like, oh, he's finally coming out. And look, he may very well be gay, but I don't think that's the issue, right? That's not what's going on here. I mean, the guy has been asexual for years until Felicia strolled along. Mid Diggity, what did you think about Karmic going back on with Pat? To me, he's burning the bridge. He's done with Felicia doing that. Felicia super chatted Pat last night, saying that she forgave him twice, if I recall. This is my honest answer, which is what I said earlier. I think he's a manipulative little cunt and conniving, and he's doing whatever he's doing to, going back with Pat was going to be a moneymaker for him, and that's why he did it. And I don't know about Pat's side, but it really is like a vindication that everything that Pat said about this chick is true. But I feel like if you were an adult man, you would have seen these fucking warning signs like already, like you wouldn't have believed her. So I don't really get it. And there's a possibility that he was done with Felicia before he got there, because he does strike me as the kind of guy, and we've all known them. We might even been them sometimes, where we're going to be the complete asshole till the chick breaks up with us because we don't have the balls to do it. And this was one way. This was one way he did it. Cigarette, if you have the timestamp, I have it slowed down on here. Leo Gunn. I play guitar and bass as well. Karmic and I used to DM about music a lot. He ghosted me, though, when I tried offering him advice on how to handle women. And that was our Leo Gunn. I tried to offer him advice on the drinking. And I wasn't even telling him to stop, as much as I was telling him to, he was talented enough. He didn't need it. He didn't have to do stream. He didn't need it to just do streams. But yeah, he ghosted me too. And then the next thing I knew, I was engaged in shit porn. Yeah, he seemed scared of her, to be honest. I think he wanted out and knew Pat would help. Possible. Dave, we're back. I am going to. Are you going to go live? Because I am going to get off. My fucking eyes are killing me. Oh, the violinist thing was funny. The violinist thing was really funny. But, part of that too is I try to put myself in people's positions, even Felicia sometimes. And it's like, if we're out and my wife is talking about somebody who's like a musician or whatever, I will look them up. I wouldn't slide into their DMs or something, but I certainly might look it up and say, oh, this is that guy Johnny Rockets, and this is what he does. So I don't know. I blame Leo for Karmic's AI trash. Look, guys, a year ago, well, earlier this year at Hackamania, I was sitting there bopping my head to Ghost Party, so there's no way. Karmic loves Pat. Look, man, Pat with women, not the Geno bullshit, not all this other stuff, but I've seen Pat and women, and there are just some dudes that just are magnetic to women, and I've seen that with Pat. So, and it's a compliment. It's like, I don't know, there's something about him that they really like. Hot Shot is a banger though, Harry Dunn. I don't even remember Hot Shot. Karmic ghosted everyone. He did. But look, if he does do this shit on his own, more power to him. But very few people have gotten as much help as this guy's gotten and turned it down. And my personal opinion is, if this is a career and this is what you cashed in your 401k for, and you've been doing this now for the better part of a year, the 100 or so viewers, there's 101 watching right now, is not enough to sustain a career. So, like, what do you want to do? And I certainly don't think Felicia was the right choice for him, but I have a feeling that it feels to me like he got with Felicia because he thought it was going to benefit him somehow, and it certainly did. Yeah, she also forced Karmic to do an open mic, so she had something to hold over him that she was better than him at. She's manipulative like that. I don't know that I agree with that. I don't think that I agree with that. But all right, Jilly going on MLC, telling the internet Karmic dick doesn't work for 250. That's got to be humiliating. Then she says Sunday I don't deserve it. She's a twat, calling him a retard. Hey man, she's definitely a twat. But I'm just trying to like look at both angles on this. I just wanted to say, Schmuel Dave has admin. Dave's always had admin. He can do what he wants. He can do his art at any time of the day. Look, I will say, as a guy with interests and a job, sometimes I find myself, like, particularly the last couple of days since I came back from Curacao, I don't want to work. Like, I don't want to do anything. I would rather just dick around and stare at the wall. So I got it. She's a terrible person. She says my abuser constantly, then that Ron Fuddle thing sending him money. She's probably diagnosed as a psychopath. Well, she's a nut. I mean, I'm not arguing any of that. And I'm not arguing, yeah, she's toxic as fuck. And that word's kind of gay. But 100% he had to know what he was getting into, right? Because there was just too much evidence around him. Unless Brennan convinced him that everything was all wrong, but he's responsible for that. But I like, had his, and this is my last. All right, so second to last, Dirty Jersey, right? She evokes a damned if you do, damned if you don't towards her partners, it seems. I think I might disagree. I think she reminds me of a girl I once dated who has to, like, every single emotion, every single feeling they get, they have to share with you. And there's got to be a lot of "you're making me feel," and it would be it's just it's taxing, like no guy can put up with it now, right? If it was Sydney Sweeney who was saying that to you and you were a guy, maybe you try to work it out for a little while. But Felicia and Tito, Schmuel, if you were dating back when you were young and the girl said we need to go to couples therapy first, you say no thank you, you'll find someone, what couples therapy is actually for. Look, if this is, I agree with Tio. I agree with you. If that were my situation, I actually did get asked once to go to couples therapy with a girlfriend, and it was ridiculous. But it was really, I think, I was breaking up with her, and I think it was kind of like she might have been trying to save it. But that's neither here nor there. But the deal is, this situation to me strikes me as somewhat different because he has been without a woman in his life for so many years. I mean, you're talking about it was like 10 years before. So he goes from like 30 to 40 with no woman, no relationship, right? Or even if he did have one, it was like some hooker chick from Florida who got in an accident, was on the run. I mean, there's nothing normal about this dude, and there's nothing normal about her. So maybe give her credit for at least saying, maybe we should, check this out first. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I don't know. If it'd been that long since anyone was interested in me, and I was that fucking lonely, I don't know, man. I find it hard to say what I wouldn't do. Is it possible Karmic is just super autistic, so she took advantage of that? The autistic Asperger's, whatever he has become, he's a different food. This is my thing. I know that we all blame Felicia, and I know that Felicia is toxic, and I know Felicia is all of those things that we've heard. But I feel like absolving this guy of responsibility is bullshit. That's where I stand. That's my thing on this. Is like he's got to get in there, and I think the way he did this breakup and stuff. Look, financially, it was probably a good deal for him, but I think it was pretty shitty to do. Because now, look, could this have been a plan with him and Pat ages ago? Would have taken a year to work out, but not like she doesn't deserve it after what she did to Dixon. So there we go. It was legitimately crazy when she was on MLC sitting next to Karmic and called him a 5. Then literally 30 seconds later, she called Chad gorgeous. She's a comedian. Yeah, look, the whole thing was weird. The whole him hurting his dick, jerking off, and but I'm on this end, and I'm like, I'm not believing it. Like to me, it's acting. Or performing is probably a better word. It's performing, so I don't even know. So there. Yeah, well, cigarette. We didn't get to talk about Ray. Yeah, that's also because I spent the first 45 minutes completely fucked up. I mean, couples therapy from the start. I am with you. I 100% agree with you. But I'm going to be willing to bet there's some fucking whack job out there that does it. And if you ever been to if you go to Williamsburg and the comedy clubs in Williamsburg, there are a bunch of fucking beta males that go to these things, and they're all super sensitive and feelings and whatnot. And I think if a chick shows interest in them, they'd probably do anything. saying Chad had perfect facial structure. Yes, that was very funny. Um, she certainly know how to. She certainly knew how to dig it, right? Um, dig it into him. Um, come in a sock. Yeah, but you can't date the sock. It's a little weird. You can't take the. You can't like go to a club with the sock. Um, so there we go. Um, uh, Josh, you want to be the producer? You can do it. Fix all the background noise happening. No, it's we've had lots of issues tonight. Is there any criticism of Schmuel that isn't 100% accurate? I'm sure there are. Uh, but so, Josh, is it true that you nagged Dave Sarah over and over and over again until you could get on a list? Like you needed to be in a category to get voted for, and then that wasn't enough. So you had to put you on like two or three, and you got to we've got to find that out. All right. So we went into Dirty Jersey Rat. Anyway, I'm sure that I left something out. I apologize for earlier. Um, I got to go back and clip that first part out. Thank you to everybody that was here, and awesome. I guess Granny took a time out of taking his piss jugs outside and stopped by for a visit, so that was fun. And there we go. Unbanned Josh Daniel demanded to name the awards after me and put me in every category. I actually wouldn't find that hard to believe. Good night, everybody. Cigarette, thank you 100 times. Ola.